This is probably hard to believe, but I would say somewhere around three-fourths of the people that come into my pipeline at Kaleidico that are looking for lead generation and marketing solutions actually have a problem that they're completely unaware of, and that's that their website is actually what's hurting them the most. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how your website could be, probably is, hurting you right now. Number one in the list of priority and most frequently seen is those who are focused on form over function. And what I'm talking about here is a lot of times we get overly invested in the aesthetics of what we're doing and not necessarily the functionality that's going to generate a lead. So once we get over kind of that blocker of thinking too much about aesthetics versus the actual functionality, let's think about what actually brings traffic to a website. When we launch a website, there are hundreds, millions, hundreds of thousands. I don't know how many websites there are, but an innumerable amount of websites. The only thing that is going to bring a visitor to your website is content. So what does that mean? We either have to put words on the website that gets Google to pick up and put us in the search results, or we need to create words, videos, and images in social media that will take that audience that's on the other platform, our content gets fed to, and bring them over to the website. So first and foremost, you can't just throw up a website and not do any content and expect anyone to ever see that website. And then the second piece is once they get to the website, it's critical that you actually give those visitors something to do and you're really clear about the next steps to getting what they came to your website looking for. So this means lead forms, phone numbers. Don't bury it at the bottom of the page. Put it at the very top, because most of the people that arrive at your page have already made the decision to buy or do something, get that pre-approval, look into that refinance. So put it right at the top and then pull those people right off at the beginning. The second thing that I think is really critical is most people who stand up their website aren't thinking at all about just the very basic fundamentals of SEO. When you put content on a website, in order to get visitors, Google needs to pick that up and put it into the search, because most of the type of traffic, especially when we're talking about mortgage and law firms and senior living, most of that traffic is the result of people searching for a solution. So we need to do and think about some basic SEO. So I'm going to go through a couple steps that you can do to check whether or not you have the basics of SEO right. First and foremost, you need to check out, and you can just Google it, this little thing called Google Search Console. This will allow you, without having to plug anything in or do anything fancy, when you register your site with Google Search Console, it will tell you what Google knows about and is thinking about your website and where you are as far as keywords and rankings. So it's a really super free, easy to set up tool. The most important thing you want to look at is, are you in Google's search database? So are searches being indexed, and are people able to find your website? So many websites that I talk to people about, or I see something they bought, or maybe they set up themselves, a lot of times they're not even indexed because they didn't do these basic steps. The second piece of this, make sure you're publishing some content. Even if you're doing it yourself and you can't afford somebody to do it for you, publish something to sort of start to get that website to, again, Google to notice it and start indexing it. And then the third piece is, don't just sort of willy-nilly publish content, or what I hear people say over and over again, which is bad advice, is, oh, whatever questions they ask you on a sales call, write an article about it. Oftentimes, that's what they want to know when they're on the sales call, but that's not what they wanted to know when they were searching for somebody to give them a solution. So it's important that you actually think about, what are people searching for, that would lead them to your site. And then there's some simple tools that you can use in order to see, are there people actually searching? And again, a lot of these SEO tools, there's some free versions just to see, hey, I'm going to write this article. Is anybody searching for it? If you want to do the super easy way, you can actually do that search and you can see if your competitors are in that search. That'll tell you that there's some search volume there. And then last but not least, and this is probably the one that kills most websites, don't fall for anyone that gives you free content. Because what actually happens there is when they give you that free content, they're giving it to everybody, which means that exact article is being published on probably thousands of websites. Google does not want the same piece of content in their index. So one person gets in the index in order to be shown in search results. Everybody else, their website gets de-indexed, which means you will never show up in their search results. And so that's a bad thing. So never fall for free content. It's not free. It will kill your website. The last thing that's probably hurting your website that I see over and over again is you just don't have any call to actions. You don't ask any of your visitors to actually do anything, or you bury it at the bottom of the page. So what do I mean there? Just simply tell people how you can help them and what you want them to do next, right? Hey, I can get you a pre-approval. Hey, I can get you a refinance rate quote. All you need to do is push this button, purchase, refinance. Tell them how you can help them and where they need to go next to get that help. And then just simply make it easy for them to buy, right? So again, push button, go through. Again, that flow should be easy and it should feel like you're asking relevant questions. Kind of the last thing I'll say about this, because it's very common in the mortgage industry, is don't make that call to action. Go and fill out your 1003 on my point of sale system, because guess what? The first thing they ask you to do is register and set up an account. And guess what? No new visitor is going to do. They're never going to do that. So just get them into the flow. Say, hey, what do you want to do? Purchase a refinance? Oh, really? What kind of house are you looking at? Single family, condo, townhome? That feels like kind of a familiar, we're learning to know each other, and moves you down that path to starting a relationship. And so again, most important, tell people how you can help them, show them the easy path to doing that, and make it really, really simple for them to get engaged with you. So Kaleidico, we're all about making it possible for you to generate more leads. And this is the most common thing we see preventing our prospects and clients from getting those leads, is just simply having a website that's probably working against you. So if you want to see more things like this and be more aware of how you can move your business forward and generate more leads, encourage you, subscribe, like this video, and of course, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this type of tips and tricks that will move your business forward.